Hello. It's 7 o'clock. I'm Tamara Bertram, coming to you from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. You're on Tamara's Paper Trail, and this is Mystery Card Monday. But tonight we're doing a let me show you how. We're going to talk all about coloring. Coloring 101. All the things. What ink, why, how to color, where to color, what to color, all the things. I'll give it a few minutes for people to jump in, say howdy ho, let me know who's out there. And yeah, I've got a few housekeeping things to do. Just tidying up my my zone. It's been an epic productive day. Hi, Penny. Yeah, I've been writing my PDF today. Hello, Darby from not Dirtville, Brownville, Brown. Browntown, Brownville. Sounds right. If it's not right, it should be right. Darby, I am that challenged. Hello. But hey, then again, Darby, I did have to Google what year it was last week. So, you know, hi, Melanie. Hi, Sonia. You know, we have our challenges. I want to say Brownville. That sounds right. No, I know because dirt is brown. Southeast of Edmonton. I'm going with Brownville. I don't know. Let me know if I'm right. Oh my God. No, Dirtville. Isn't it the same? Oh boy, friends, we're in for a time tonight. Dolores is tired. And Dolores is so tired. And I have to stay up till Brownfield. Did I get no not Brownfield. Okay. The dirt is in the field. The dirt is brown. It's a brown field. Why can't I remember? Dirtville. Oh my God. Oh, you guys. I cracked me up. Honest to God. I don't know if y'all caught my post or if you really, maybe you didn't think it was as funny as I did. Did you see? Did you see my post where I ate the inside of the cake out of the cake and then I put it back in the fridge? Honest to God. You should have seen the faces of my people. They came home and Rebecca was looking really forward to her last piece of cake. Now, she left town, man. It was her birthday on the Friday. And then she like flakes off for the weekend with her boyfriend to go visit grandma down in somewhere in BC. So she was gone. So most of the cake was eaten. It was a couple days old. It was getting dry and not so fabulous. But the icing was really, it was like, I think it was like a meringue. I don't know. It was a Swiss buttercream. It was pure fat. It was pure butter and sugar. And Dolores was all over it. And the inside was this like pecan, nutty, orgasmic filling of something or other. And so I just started having the icing. Like there was the little rosettes, right? So first I ate the nuts and I put it back in the fridge. And then I went, well, is it wrong to eat the florets? So I ate the florets. They're really good. And then I went back and I'm like, well, I'll just scrape off some of the icing here because there was too much. It was way too much, right? For a normal person, not for Dolores to eat with a fork. And then the inside was calling to me. So, the cake opened. I ate the filling and I put it back. I put it back in the fridge. So Rebecca comes back in and she's like, did somebody eat the cake? And I'm like, no one ate the cake. It's in the fridge. And then so Alicia goes and she looks at the cake. She's like, Mom? I'm like, yes, dear. She's like, did you eat the icing? And I'm like, no. She's like, oh my God, there's no icing. I was just like, oh my God. She says, next you're going to tell me you ate the filling out of the middle. And I'm like, and then I started laughing hysterically. She's like, she opens it. She's like, oh my God. She's like, you are a psychopath. She's like, who does that? And I laughed all night. I was sitting down here, I was crafting away, and I start giggling, and Rebecca's like, what's so funny? And I'm like, the cake. Just like, I was really looking forward to that cake. Like, so today, hi Louise. So today, of course, that bit, did you see the post of the cake that Alicia made for Craig's birthday? It was a German chocolate cake, right? So it's got pecans, evaporated milk, sugar, coconut, butter, all the things. And so all day yesterday, I'm like, you can't be leaving me unsupervised with this whole big ass cake. So all day long, they're like, any cake left, Dolores? I kill me. Hi, MJ. Anyway, I don't know. Y'all might not. Everybody else is like, no, seriously, that is messed up. Who does that? And I'm like, I do that. Don't tell me you don't eat the icing off the cake. They're like, well, maybe, but nobody takes the center out, wraps it up, and puts it back in the fridge and makes it look like nothing. How like she wouldn't have noticed. She wouldn't have noticed. She's like, I would have noticed, Mom. I don't think you would have noticed. You would have put some ice cream on it, heated it up. Nobody would have known. It was hilarious, Melanie. You should have been. Oh, it was so funny. It was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. They not so much. I didn't care. I ate the cake. I'm like, hey, I gave you life. I get the filling out of your cake. Deal with it. What are you going to do? Move out? Anyway, hello, friends. It's 7:05. I could just do a couple things, a couple pieces, because we have lots to learn tonight. We got to learn all about coloring. I don't know. Look, okay, so, and yeah, okay, we're good. Anyway, that was the wrong button entirely. It's not what I meant. It's not what I meant to do. Maybe it is. Sure it is. Okay, you know what? So this is what I spent. I spent 5 hours today doing this. Oh my gosh, you guys, my eyes are like square. But it's okay. I get to stay up till midnight tonight, so I can do other things after. Okay, I was doing the PDF for this class. Look, you guys, you need to register for this class, please. Because you know why? Let me tell you why. Where's my face? Where'd my face go? Wait a minute. There it is. Postal strike. That's all I have to say. 2 words. Postal. Actually, I have 2 other words I could say, but we're just going to go with postal strike, okay? So, you guys, I have these all packaged up and ready to go for those who want it. Now, look, I even have, look, you even get a free little makeup bag. Look, you are enough. This is how I packaged them up for you this time. Look, they're there. The Sweet Blooms class is all ready to go. I need to get these in the mail because, why? 2 words. That's 4. 2 words. Postal strike. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I would like to get these in the mail so they get to you so that I don't go out of business. If you're interested in this class, you need to register. I don't have the information on it. It is May 30th. May 30th is virtual. You get the pieces and all the things for $90 porch pickup, $100 mailed to you with the product, like with the bundle and the pieces. Or you can take the $40 version, which I mail you the pieces and you just pop in for the Zoom because you already have the stamp set and the bundle. Or you can take the $25 PDF version, which, let's see, I spent 5 hours on that. So $25, it's $5 an hour of my time. Melanie, maybe? Sure, you know I will. Aren't they awesome? I love them. I love them. Yeah. Or there's, the PDF version. And the PDFs, as I've told you before, when you purchase the PDFs, I don't even keep the money. I roll that into a kit, and the kit goes to Santa's Anonymous to help a child at Christmas get a gift. So I don't even keep the money for that. So that's happening. I also have, pardon me, a few of you have taken me up on purchasing the rest, or some, not all of them, but the class that I had with the beautiful butterflies. Very many of you have the beautiful butterfly bundle, the BBB, from Celebrations. It's that stamp set with butterflies. And, pardon me, I did a class with it. So most of you have the product. If you want to get just the packets, look, I still have like 5 or 6. What was that? What was that? Something just fell. Oh, where did that come from? Okay. Just the packets, $40. I'll mail it to you in Canada before the postal strike. Or again, you can take the PDF version, and then you also get the class replay, the video link to the replay, or the PDF. If you have to use PayPal, it's $27 Canadian. If you're in the US, it works out to, I don't know, like not even it's about $18 or less. Because your dollar is way better than our dollar. So that's those. Just comment in the comments if you're interested in getting one of those. And I can send that out to you again. Postal, 2 words, postal strike. May 22nd plus 72 hours. I'm banking on the 25th of May that the postal strike will go ahead. I'm guessing. Like, I don't want to start some false rumors out there, but let's just look at the facts. The postal workers were mandated to go back to work. They didn't want to go back to work. Nothing's been solved. Nothing's been resolved. Why wouldn't they strike again? So I'm banking on that. So much so that, here's the other thing. If you want it on my paper share, I'm in 5 hours, I am placing my order. I've got my lists, people, for my paper share and ribbon share. Not only am I staying up till midnight, I'm going to pay a boatload of money to get it here, hopefully by Friday, so I can cut it and wrap it and get it in the mail before I go on vacation on Saturday morning. Because why? 2 words, postal strike. I want to get it in the mail nice and early. Otherwise, I won't get in the mail until the 19th. And some of you who are down east, it takes 5 to 7 business days. And I don't have 5 to 7 business days. Because why? 2 words, postal strike. So if you want in on the paper and ribbon share, it is $110 porch pickup. It is $130 long distance. Did y'all see that the prepaid boxes went up another dollar too? Yeah, it's, but anyway, I already bought the boxes, so you got in on the better pricing for that. You also get a perk of a half a pack of some sort of metallic rub-ons. And it's just cheaper if you get both the paper and the ribbon share. But I've done my math, so there's actually 1 spot left. Ideally, I could have 5 more spots, but 1 for sure. If you want in on that, you have to let me know like right now, because I have to make sure my math is right. I'm placing my order at midnight. Can you still get the bundle? I think it's still, you'd have to check the website, Ines. Check the inventory status report for the butterflies. I think that the embossing folder is still out of stock. You'd have to check the report on that. Go into ordering, inventory status report. Check it out. Hi, Susan. Penny, hello everyone. And Trina, yes, new catalog tomorrow. So that's why I'm staying up till midnight. The new catalog goes live tomorrow. There are 2 kits that go live tomorrow. I still can't show you the inside of the catalog. But if you check out the inside of the catalog, you'll see the blue kit on page whatever that is. It's going live. Or you can hop over to the Australian website and see there are 2 kits, and I'm getting them both. And actually, I'm going to get 2 or 3 of the blue one. It is that good. It's really, 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 really good. Pardon me. Hi, Donna. Excuse me. So new catalog goes live. New online exclusives go live. The 2 new kits. And also, if you are a demonstrator and you registered for Creativity Now, you can also order the suite. That I am ordering the whole suite because it's freaking gorgeous. All kinds of things happening at midnight tonight. Yeah, that's all I know. Maybe I know more. If you have questions, you can ask. But we need to get on with things. Pardon me. Definite frog in my throat. Let me show. I promised I'd show you what I worked on all day yesterday, actually for 4 hours. It only took me 4 hours. I cracked off 27 of these bad boys. This is my swap that I'm doing for the incentive trip. So the incentive trip, the girls and I are going to Orlando to go to Disney World. We're leaving Saturday. We're coming back the following Sunday. And we like to swap. Hello, Barbara. Hi, Wendy. We like to swap. So if you prepare 26 swaps, 1 goes on their board and 25 of them are swaps. So I'll get 25 beautiful creations back. This is one that is one of the new online exclusives that goes live tonight at midnight called Celebratory Sips. And the paper is divine. I love the paper. And I thought, well, maybe I should do some stamping too. So I made 26 of these last night, 4 hours. I was a machine. I loved it. I showed this to you on Friday. This is one of the cards that I've made for one of my tutorials for this month. Anybody, which tutorial is this for? This is the one, if you spend $60 or more with me this month, you get a tutorial for this and 13 others. It's a total of 14 PDFs in that one. A little something that I offer. You can also purchase this. The PDF for just this card is $5 Canadian, $7 if you're using PayPal. What else have I been up to? I think that's it. I think that's all. All right, if I can get this frog out of my throat. All right. Thank you, Melody. So let's talk. Are you in the, is she even here? Karen Hobbs, are you in the house? Did I see your name? Because if not, Karen, you're going to be really mad because you're the one who requested this. I don't see you in here. Karen Hobbs, if you're in the house, let me know. Karen, who's my friend and a trailblazer. Oh, trailblazer. Starter kit. Hey, if you're not a demonstrator, as of midnight, you should be, because the starter kit deal is amazing. It's like $220 worth of stuff for $135 flat. Seriously. Join my team, you're a trailblazer. Anyway, I digress. Karen Hobbs is a demonstrator and she's a trailblazer on my team. So she had messaged me last week after our time together, and she said, hey, like, can you teach us about coloring and like what's the best ink to use and what markers or blends or what and stuff and things. And I said, sure. Now, hi, Sandy. I didn't have the brain power left in me to come up with something new per se. So I thought, well, I can just talk for an hour and I'll show you all how to color or what I know. So if you have questions about coloring, by all means, shout it out. Let me know. And hey, we should do a prize. What? Oh, you know, I still have some paper. Shut the front door. I still have a quarter pack of the pardon me, fruit salad celebrations paper. Who wants some? Who wants some? If you want in on my draw for this, I will do the draw before Thursday at 7 o'clock at night, or I'll do the draw Thursday at 7. Comment, just add in the comments, and only comment once. Fruit. Let's just go with fruit. If you want in on the draw, comment once if you want, and you can. Anyway, I'll have to remember to mention that a few times through the evening. Comment fruit. I'll put you in the draw. So let's talk. What are we talking about? We're talking about coloring. If you have followed me for a while, you might know how I tried to remember. Hello, Karen. Hi, Amy. The easiest way to know which ink to use with which coloring tool. The general rule is a smelly with a non-smelly. All right. What does that mean, Tamara? Smelly with a non-smelly. Well, we have a bunch of different inks here. Well, we've got the two main inks. We have our StazOn and our Memento. Now, I really wish this frog would go away from my voice. Now, I'm thankful to former Tamara. Look, I even wrote down what colors I needed. So let me just pull some of these colors. Pretty Peacock, light and dark. Lost Lagoon, light and dark. Lemon Lolly, light and dark. Calypso Coral, light and dark. Lemon Lime Twist, light and dark. Old Olive, dark and light. Just mix it up a bit. Okay, so these are the colors I used on this card. Now, so StazOn. If you have ever used this, you'll know that it smells like marzipan. Let me open. This hasn't been opened in forever. I don't use this stuff very much. It smells, oh my gosh, it does. It smells like marzipan. Or like a vanilla. What else does it smell like? I don't know. But it's like, I could just sit here and sniff it. Probably not good for brain cells, but I don't know. It smells, all right? Our Memento ink does not. Oh, well, stinks a little bit, but no, it's like this one there's an obvious smell to this marzipan that StazOn. Memento does not. Our markers, they're alcohol. Guess what? They smell like alcohol, like rubbing alcohol. Okay. So the rule of thumb is you put a smelly with a non-smelly. So a non-smelly black with a smelly blend. This one is a smelly ink. So that one's going to have a non-smelly marker. Okay. That is the general rule. Almonds. Yes, that's right. And marzipan is made of almonds, right? Okay. So let me just talk about these two different kinds of inks for a minute. Or maybe three. So Pretty Peacock. These are classic inks, are a water-based dye ink. All right, water-based. It gets on your hands, but you can wash most of it off with water. Okay. Yeah, disgust. Sometimes I use rubbing alcohol to get it off, but it's water-based. So it's not, you don't want to be getting red ink on your white shirt, ideally, but it is a water base. What is the Memento? I hear you cry. I don't know. What is this stuff? This is it's water-based too. There we go. StazOn, though, is a solvent ink. And all I know that means is you use this on stuff like not paper. You can use it on paper, but it's perfect for if you're... Oh, there goes my color coach. It's over the other side of the desk now. This is like if you wanted to stamp on window sheets or on cork or on other like non-porous surfaces. Let me see if it says on... Yeah, look. Oh, look at the big brain on me. Non-porous surfaces. Only use StazOn refill ink to re-ink and revitalize this pad. Replace the inner cap and close tightly after each use. Use StazOn solvent ink cleaner to clean rubber stamps. Do not inhale or ingest. Okay, well, I sit here and sniff it, but apparently that's not good for you. This stuff evaporates very quickly. So when I open it, okay, this is kind of, it's been so long, but you can see what I've got here is I've got some dimensionals. If you look at this, can you see what this says? Protective inner cover. Do not discard. If you throw this away, guess what? Your ink is going to be dried out within a week. I can tell you that for free. So what I did so that it wasn't getting lost and that it was always replaced and where it needed to be, when it needed to be, I put dimensionals on it, but these are old and gummy. So let me just put on some new dimensionals. I'm putting dimensionals on it, and then I'm sticking this plate to the lid. So I'm going to put the lid on. Let's see if this works. I'm going to squeeze it really hard. So those dimensionals, there. So now it is more or less sort of permanently stuck to the lid. And if you're using it, if I were to use this, I would want to put the lid on fairly quickly after using it because it will evaporate. Okay. So what stamp do you use? You mean what ink do you use with watercolor pencils? See, Linda, now I would use the StazOn because the water from your water, like if you're using a water, what are they called? The aqua painters or whatever they're called, or these things, aqua painters, whatever they're called. Because this is a water-based ink, guess what? It's going to bleed. It's like when the water hits it, it's going to smudge and bleed. So you want the StazOn because the water will not react with it. Okay. Yes. So vellum, Barb is right. Vellum. You'll use your StazOn for that as well. Yeah. So anybody's just popping in too. Yeah. Comment fruit if you want in my draw for a quarter pack of the fruit paper. That's what everybody's typing, fruit. Okay. Any other questions at this point? And I'll try to keep an eye on the comments. But this is what you're going to use if you want things to like be really permanent, like say on your window sheets or on your vellum. And it's not just going to wipe off. So I'm just going to do a lot of, hey, okay, let's just watch this then and see what happens. So here I've got a stamp. It just happens to be lying on my desk. If I were to stamp on a window sheet, okay, it's water-based. It smudges off, right? It just sits on top. It's just sitting on top of that window sheet. It's not going anywhere because it's water-based. It's a non-porous surface and it's just going to hang out there. So it's always going to smudge and make a big mess on your desk. Okay. So, but if you were to use the StazOn, which honestly, I don't even know if this is juicy. I don't use StazOn very often at all. I don't love it. I just don't love it. I don't like, it just doesn't ink as nicely and I don't love it. A lot of times it can tear your paper. If you press it too long and too hard, it can kind of stick to your paper and tear it. So I don't know, maybe I fear it. Maybe that's a problem. And I don't like it. Photopolymer doesn't like it. It doesn't like to clean off. So if you do use StazOn with a photopolymer stamp, you make sure that you clean that bad boy right away. So if I were to stamp it on the window sheet, see, even you can hear that it's stuck. Now it's not very juicy because I haven't used it in so long. You re-ink it just the same. I'm just going to clean this off right away. We do have a StazOn cleaner, but they don't recommend you use that on a photopolymer. So I don't know what's a girl to do. You can use it, but it just might wear away it might eat away at this thing stamp if you do it too often. So if you just wipe it off fairly quickly like I just did, you're pretty good. So now this isn't going to wipe off. Like now it's she does it carefully just to make sure it's not going anywhere now, right? Like it's there. It's not smudging off. So that's the difference between StazOn. And then, so I've got, like, that's not even coming off water because it's not water soluble. Now, we do have our StazOn cleaner. I don't even know if it still looks like this. My girlfriend, she ordered one, but she got a case. And so they said, oh, just keep it. So I have like 4 of these. I don't know if this is really old bottle. But in order to get this off, if I just use the StazOn cleaner, it just rubs it off. And this is what you would use on the red rubber to get the StazOn off of your red rubber stamps. Like I say, it's not recommended on photopolymer, so I don't use it very often. Okay. Oh, there's more comments here. Okay, fruit and fruit. Okay, awesome. Excellent. Okay, so here it is, 7:25. Now, so that's the differences between the two inks. Now, I like blends. Blends are my favorite method of coloring, just because this is the kind of look you can get. It blends. It's just, you can move it around, you can play with it. Whereas coloring with markers, it's okay in certain instances, but it doesn't get you a beautiful effect like this. It just doesn't. So in this case, I stamped, like, because these are smelly, go with a non-smelly. Now, if you've watched me for more than 5 minutes, you'll know that this is my Memento pad. It's not Craft. This is my Memento pad. We should just, here, let's get a big old Sharpie. It's not Craft. This used to be the Craft White pad. When you order the Craft White, it comes uninked. And so rather than putting the white craft ink in it, I just put Memento Refill. Okay, it's a hack that all of us stampers are doing. And these are in low inventory again, because this is what everybody is doing. I don't like this pad at all. It's felt and I can't stand it. Look at what happens every time I put the lid on. So I end up with black all over my fingers all the time. I now no longer use this, and I have 2 extras that I'll never use. I had extras on hand, but now never use them. This is what I use. It's the foam, and it's much better. So to do something like this, I'm going to stamp it with a non-smelly, my Memento, and I'm going to color it with my blends. Okay, so I think like that's all I really need to go into about the coloring, just the difference between the blends and the markers. I can show you a few things. So I'll stamp the bird, and I'll show you a couple of the differences. Maybe I'll bring in my watercolor pencils and see. There's a few other techniques I showed you the other day where you can blend colors and stuff, but we'll just have a little play. Okay. I was hoping to show you this entire card, but we'll see. It's getting late already. This is a new stamp set that you can get as of midnight tonight. Feathered Fun. And I love it. It's a reversible. So you can stamp. I was having a little play. I was just coloring different things, looking at the different ink colors that we have. But I love, love, love this image of the lovebirds, or whatever they are. That's what I'm thinking they are. And I couldn't wait to play with it and color it. So I'm just going to stamp a few of them here. And we'll do a few other techniques, or a few different coloring options here. Hi, Christine. Okay, so did I just say the reversible? I don't think I did. So what it means is I can stamp it this way, stamp the birds, and then I can turn the thing over. I can ink it in a color and just stamp that, and it can be all one color. That's what that is. Okay, I'm going to get this in my head, so you can go up higher. I was looking at a new light on Amazon that I might splurge and get for Mother's Day. I can never have too many lights. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up in the Memento Black. I'm going to stamp a few of them. Okay, so this... Oh, I love it already. Did I do that? You know what? I wonder if these guys... I think I stamped those. I think I might have stamped them in a blue. Because it doesn't look... Mind you, I cut it... Whatever. I cut it out. So let's just stick with the Memento. I'll do a few. Now, even though I'm going to color with my blends on these, I generally try not to cross over the black line. It shouldn't bleed, but that doesn't mean it won't bleed. Just because it's fun, I'm going to do. Like, what the heck? I can never get enough. Let's stay in the field of vision, shall we? Sorry, my camera is lagging, so I'm going to have to figure out where I'm at here. There we go. Okay. All right. So now I have some options. All right. So that's just with the Memento. Now, if I were to do markers, ideally, I should have done it in the StazOn, right? A smelly with a non-smelly. But I'll just, let me see if there's another. I'll do these guys here. Okay, so I'll do these little guys. I'll stamp them in. I'll do it in StazOn, but you know what? I'm going to re-ink this because it's really not very juicy. So let me just grab my StazOn and I'll re-ink it. No, it's Memento. No, that's Memento too. Where's my StazOn? Hang on. I have a lot of Memento. Saddle brown. Okay, hang on. There you go, StazOn black. Okay. We do have a saddle brown. I don't love it. But... Okay, so I'm just going to re-ink this. Just like you would one of our regular ink pads. Okay, so like that. All right. Hi, Marcella. The reno is going well. Today we got part of a closet done. It was very noisy today. Tomorrow's going to be super dusty because the drywaller is in. Okay, like that's nice and juicy now. You can see that, right? The drywaller. The lady who does the drywall is going to... Okay. See, this is why I don't like my StazOn. It's stuck and it's not... This is where a Stamparatus would come in better, handy, so that you can get the same... Like if you have to stamp over the image several times, it'll be in the same position. Okay, that one's better. Anyway, they're coming along. It's coming along. Hopefully July 7th is the date that they're going to be done. Okay, so there. Let's just do those birds. So I'll show you, and I'm going to clean this off right away. See, that's... Yeah, like now it's stained for life. Oh well. It's fine. All right, so if I were to use a marker... Let's just see if I grabbed my cherry cobbler marker. Here's the difference. I did this in blends, but let me see. Like when you use a marker, you're going to get lines. So is that low enough? Here, let's just see. I'll try to stay in the field of vision, but this is going to throw me off quite a bit. Yell at me if it's not in the field of vision, and I'll try to keep looking up. So if you're going to use, oh, that's really dark. If you're going to use our markers, you have to work very quickly so that you don't get lines. You have to keep it wet, and it's harder. So for a big space, I recommend using your blends because it's hard to not get lines by using a marker. Now this one actually wasn't too bad, but this is a much prettier. This is really, really dark. So, I mean, it's not bad, but you can still see, like here, you can't see. See, you see how there's like a line there, like a watermark almost. So you can kind of go over it a bit and more, but the blends are so much easier. They're not as stressful. You can take your time. So I'm just going over it again to try to get rid of those lines. And that was really dark. Now he's just a black blob. But he doesn't bleed through the paper. These guys do because it's alcohol. Okay. So that's awful. Like maybe if I did that in a Poppy Parade, it would look better. Let's try this guy in Poppy Parade and I'll try the same thing. Maybe I used Poppy for that other guy. So this is in StazOn, so you can color over the lines and it's not going to bleed. Okay. Now, if you're using your markers, you should go in a circular motion to try to keep from having lines. So go in little circles. We learned this in kindergarten, right? Okay, so that one's a little bit better. But the reason I like the blends is you can get more depth. You can get more shading. Yes, fruit. Anybody who wants in on my draw for a quarter pack of the fruit salad paper, comment fruit in the comments. So you can get more depth. So let me just grab my Poppy Parade light and dark. Now, I stamped these in StazOn, and that's a smelly with a smelly. So let's see what happens. It might not make a difference. I've never actually tried this. I just follow the rules. That doesn't look great. it's all yucky. Look at what's going on here. I got something growing on it. Let's see what that's all about. Let's try to wipe that off. It's crystallized or something. Okay. All right, when you're using your blend markers, you want to cover your work surface because chances are pretty good that it's going to bleed right through your image. So for this one, I'm going in with my dark Poppy Parade. Maybe I'll start with my light. As you know, if you've watched me, when you take off the lid, you're going to hold it in your hand. You're going to push up. You're going to push up on these 3 dots, and you're going to shake it into your hand. A lot of times, these are very, very juicy. And if you just go like this to take off the lid, you'll end up with drips on your paper, and that's not good. So to color with the blends, it's a lot less work. If I can, I will try not to cross over the lines, just because I don't want to take the chance of it bleeding. So, mind you, we don't have a lot of time, so let's just cross those lines and hope. So because it's an alcohol, these blends are an alcohol-based marker, it bleeds into the paper, like literally. So the ink spreads very quickly, and it's just easier to color. Now, see, it does look like it's going to blur a little bit. Anyway, you can then go in, so that was all with the light. Now, if you go in with the dark in certain areas, you can, oh, this one's pretty dry. You can go in and just get some depth of color in certain areas. So I could just, a lot of times on birds, I'll just do their tummy, you know, and around their eye. Just certain areas, I'll just do it a little bit darker. Now this one's very dry. And then you can go back in with your light. Can you see what, you can't even see what I'm doing really. Okay, now I have a light right in my throat, so that's fun for me. So you can just then go in a circle on the edges. Can you see that okay? I wish I could make it a little bit closer, but I can't. And that'll just blur the lines. Now you can see what's happening here is it is starting to blur a little bit. I wouldn't even say bleed. It's just getting a little bit blurry. And that's what I try to avoid. So I try not to cross, no matter what ink I'm using, try not to cross the lines if you can help it. So it's a lot easier with the blends, in my opinion. So for all of these ones, I stamped them in this was with StazOn. You could also do your watercolors. I'll just quickly touch on that because it doesn't interest me. I only have 20 minutes. It doesn't interest me a whole lot to use the watercolor pencils, but you could just lightly color this guy. So he's now a bluebird. Okay. So you can slightly color him, and then you can go darker, you know, really dark in some areas, like on all of the spots that they've got black lines. You can just go hard. So just different looks. And because this is the StazOn, it won't, when you add water to it, it won't smudge. I'm just going to bring in my blender pen. So this is one that's just going to blur this a little bit more, make it look a little bit more polished. So I'm just going to run over it. You only really get one kick at the cat on this one. It's just kind of moving that waxy watercolor pencil around. You don't want to go too much because it will tear a hole in your paper because this is liquid on paper. So that's just a completely different look if you like that sort of thing. Hi, Frida. Okay, so then you're just going to squiggle this off to get the rest of the ink out of there. Okay, so hi, Jenny. Where did you get the labels for the end caps of your blends? Bernice, that is from, was that Chicken Scratch? If you go to Chicken Scratch, another demonstrator, she has links on her blog. So just find chickens, like I think it's CHICK, like an N, Scratch. And or Google, what should we Google? Like Chicken Scratch blend labels or something like that. And or somebody can, if somebody has the link, pop it in there for me and or for Bernice. All right, so let's have a look at now our little birds on how I colored these. And let's see if I can stay in this field of vision without knocking myself out with the light that is over here. So for these ones, I'm very grateful to myself for this little cheat sheet of what colors I use. This was cased right out of the catalog, or from on stage. I can't remember where. But I saw this and I just had to reproduce something similar. So I've gone in with my, this will be Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, and the various yellows and greens for the birds, and the Calypso for the head. And you can see, I'm just going to color, and I'll try not to talk too much. Yeah, thank you, Melanie, chicken scratch. I'll just try to color this and try to keep it over here so that maybe you can see as I go. Maybe I should put the cat back on this. And see just how it goes. I find it so soothing. Now this is my dark Pretty Peacock. When in doubt, you can always start with the light version and then go in with the dark. This is Lost Lagoon. Here's the light one. I'm pretty sure I went with dark. And this one's very very mangled. Maybe I started. No, that's pretty light. I'm sure I went with the dark. That one's pretty beat up. I've used it a lot. So I'm going to go in with my dark. Now, when you go in with your blends, you want to get, in this case, I'm going to be cutting it out. So it doesn't really matter if it bleeds outside the line, but you want to get up close to the line. But if you get too close to the line, it's going to bleed beyond the line. And maybe I actually did use the light one on this one because that's looking pretty dark. Maybe it'll lighten. Okay, so I'm just going to copy exactly what I did before. I could kill an evening doing this, which I might do tonight because, as discussed, I'm staying up till midnight. All right, while I'm here, I'm going to do just parts of his, of their wing down here. I see comments. I'll look up in a minute. I just want to see if I can. So I'm trying not to cross the black lines, if I can help it. Now, the key to nice blending is to saturate the paper. The wetter the paper, the easier the bleed. Okay. So, awesome. Wonderful. Thank you, Melanie. Okay, so I'm actually going to go in now with my light Lost Lagoon to get these guys, and then I can always add more color. Oh, right, Nancy? I do too. Now, we're not allowed to make these claims, but I very much find it very therapeutic. And actually, last night, I was trying to stay awake, and so I was coloring, like just on a coloring app on my phone, and I fell asleep. Phone in hand, TV on, and it didn't work. So I'm going in with all the tail feathers down here. And, oh, I did these ones too. So if I can make this really saturated, so you can see it's starting to bleed through the paper. That's when you're going to get a nice color blending. So I'm going to go over the dark and I'm going to really lay down that ink. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. A lot of people, or a lot of times I'll do it too, where I'll go in with the light and I'll make it wet. Then I'll go in with my dark and it just soaks up the ink and it just bleeds nicely, blends. That's why they're called Stampin' Blends. The color just blends together. So I'm just going to keep going over it. And you can tell if you turn it over, it's getting a lot more saturated. So then I can go in with my dark Pretty Peacock. And if I swipe it up again, it's really going to, like, you can barely even see the ink going in. I don't think you can see that as well as I can, but as soon as it touches the paper, it kind of disappears. Like it's blending, it's bleeding. Okay, so that is turning into a really nice ombre. And if you wanted something a little bit lighter too, if you're like, oh, I didn't want it that dark, we also have what's called a color lifter. Now this, it just takes the color away. It's like an eraser. It'll leave a bit of a watermark, but if you wanted it a little bit lighter, look what's happening here. Like that's really wet now, but you can see it's giving a whole other look to it there. Okay, so that's kind of, you can play around with that. I'm going to do the same. This is my light Lost Lagoon. I'm going to do the same on this part of his wing. I'm just going to get the color really wet through the paper. Just keep laying down ink, laying down ink. And I guess I'm not going to be so careful about crossing the lines because we're pressed for time here. 7:45. We'll get the bird done, but I won't get the whole card made because there were quite a few steps to it here. Oh, and I forgot this guy's wing here. It's the same. In this case, I'll go in with the light, and I'll just keep adding. Go over it. You can see it's getting pretty wet on the other side. So these ones are kind of blending together now, so it's not such a harsh line there anymore. If I go in with my dark over here, and you just keep going back in and back in until you get the look that you want. Okay, so that's it, I think, for my blues. Then down here, I think I'll start with my lemon lolly, and I'll start with the light. And I think we'll just do the whole shebang. I hesitate to go over the black with the yellow because it just scares me. So just make it soggy. Lay down lots of ink. Sorry if you're commenting, I'm not looking yet. So I am going to put some greens in here ultimately, but right now I'm going in with the yellow. I'll do yellow here and here. Oh, that's his foot. Okay, let's put his foot. You have a green foot. Okay. Oh, and then this guy is, well, that's a foot too, I think. Yes, it is. A little foot's hiding in there. Okay. Aqua painter with the inks for watercolor. Yeah, see, I don't like watercoloring. I fail. So with the watercoloring, you're going to want to use StazOn. And I would suggest using your Stamparatus to get a good stamped dark image, because when you use if you're using watercolor paper, it will stick and or tear it. So make your pad really juicy, and I would use your Stamparatus to get a nice good image before you start coloring it. Okay, so we're laying down the yellows. So you got a little close there and it's starting to bleed into his yellow. But okay, so that's the light. Let's go in with the darker. I guess I did cross that black a little bit because it is looking a little blurred. Keep an eye on the time. 7:48. Good Lord, I didn't talk that much, did I? Guess I did. Anybody else staying up till midnight? I have to. I need to get that order shipped. I need that paper to get here so I can get it out the door. That's my dedication to you guys. like Marcella, I know because you're so far down east, if I don't get it in the mail until the 19th, I don't know that it'll get to you before the strike. So that's not okay with me. I want you guys to get your stuff. So I'll stay up till midnight. And Tracy, bless her cotton socks. She said if it doesn't come and I can't get it done before I get on that plane, she's going to finish it off for me, which is epic because I know how much Tracy does not enjoy wrapping ribbon. All right, I'm going in with my light lemon lime twist. And I'm just going to put it right over the yellow. It's not what I did on my first one, but they don't have to be identical. And then I'm going to go over here, and because it's wet from the yellow, it's just going to blend together, making it even wetter. Okay, where else is there any other green? No, so that's that. Okay, then I'm going to go in with my dark lemon lime twist. With the watercolor pencils, blender pens are best, right? With the watercolor pencils? Yes, blender pens, yes, correct. Yeah. So if you're using watercolor pencils, either use your watercolor, like your aqua painters, on watercolor paper, or just your blender pen if you're just doing it on basic white. But be careful that you don't put a hole in it, right? You don't want to blend it so much or rub so much that you're going to put a hole in it. Okay, so there's the green that I'm kind of looking for. But you see now there's a harsh line between these two. And I don't want that. So I'm going to go back in with my yellow and I'm just going to do little circles right over that harsh line so that the colors kind of bleed together and that hard line disappears as they blend together more. Okay, so you turn this bad boy. This is why you protect your desk, because you don't want that bleeding through to your work surface. So, okay, I'm pretty happy with how that looks. And then the head, I've just gone in with my Calypso, probably light on the heads. Oh, this is dry. Let's see if the other end is any better. Try the bullet end. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, and then I did the beak the same. But in this part of his beak, I went in, I think I actually used the marker on this. So I'm going to go in with my Calypso marker because it's such a tiny spot that it will actually, it will bleed. So I'm just going to use my marker on a small spot so that it doesn't bleed and I can be much more precise. So I'm doing both. And there are our birds. Okay, so then I'm going to fussy cut it out. You know how you love to do that. Excellent, Darby. Actually, it's not that hard. I end up messaging half my friends half the night going, hey, so what are you ordering? And then before you know it, it's like, okay, go. I got to go. I've got to order. But I have it all written out. And yeah, so it's going to be fine. Now, for this card, I've done Lemon Lolly. And this embossing folder, the Fern embossing folder, is actually last chance list. I just spotted that. So actually, I should show you very quickly. Let's just squirrel for a moment. All the folders that are retiring, I just pulled them all. So these ones are all While Supplies Last. Herringbone. This was a celebration one. The Layered Florals. Painted Trees. I think this one's low inventory. The 3D embossing folder. The Timber 3D embossing folder. The Metal Plate. Distressed Tile. The Cane Weave. The Dashing Designs. And the Fern. Those are all last chance only. Thanks, Nancy. Anyway, so I used the Fern one on here. I used the die from the Nested Essentials. She said, looking feverishly for it. It was here earlier today because I've used it 3 times. There it is, Nested Essentials. So this shape. Okay, fussy cut these guys out. Now, the stamping of the tree and stuff and things, that was a bit of a pain in the sock. I'm not going to lie. Now, for that, what I had to do was I grabbed the branch. Okay, I'm seriously getting a thing in my head here. I had to stamp the branch. How in the heck did I do that? I had to do it. It was a pain, not going to lie, because I had to stamp each branch, each leaf. You want to see it? It's 7:54. I have a few minutes. Let's just cut this little bad boy out, kids. Now you're way too high, though. Way too low. Let's get back up here. Okay, let's see if I can fussy cut this guy, because it's important in how you place your branches. I mean, this card isn't for the faint of heart. This is for somebody you love. Because there was a lot of fussy cutting, coloring, but the coloring is the fun part. I could, like I say, I could sit and watch a movie and just color. And I have a lot of pieces that I don't know if they're ever actually going to see a card, but I've spent hours coloring them. And I just have buckets of cards, pieces that are ready to go on a card. Does that day ever come? No. Okay. So while I'm fussy cutting, so don't forget, if you want the paper share, let me know right this minute, because I won't be checking my messages in 20 minutes. I have one paper share left, $110 porch pickup. You get a share of all the papers and all the ribbons and so on and so forth. Let me know. Okay, I actually also went in here and cut out this little part. Let's try not to stab ourselves too badly here. I went in here, cut out this little chunk. I do have an X-Acto knife. Actually, it fits on the end of our Take Your Pick tool. But anyway, let's go in here. I must have used the X-Acto knife because I'm not really sure how in the heck I got that cut out. There we go, that's a little bit better. Anyway, so once there's a hole in there, you could actually go in with your marker and color it black so that nobody can really see it. Or just do what I'm doing, mangle the paper through to the other side. Like that. Ish. See comments happening. Oh yes, anybody else want to, on your on the draw, mention fruit. Okay, so this like that. Now, so when it came to doing the branch, I put these guys here, and then there's two different branches, one going one way and one going the other. So this one is going to go this way. Let's try to find a place that's not all dirty. So I want the branch to go like under their bums. So it's going to go here just for positioning. And then this one is going to go without the lint. Stop it. All those pieces that I just took off that cut. Yeah. All right, so then this one's going to go here. Okay, so I'm going to lay them like that, and then I'm going to go like this, just pick it up. And now I can stamp that. I think I stamped it in pecan pie. I still have 2 minutes, lots of time. Okay, so we're going to go here. And yes, when this is done, I'm going to fussy cut it, and then they're going to sit here. Okay, so then when it comes to the leaves, there are several leaves in here. You've got a big leaf and a little leaf. That's awesome. So big leaf, little leaf. And so I did them in Lost Lagoon, Pretty Peacock, and Old Olive. Old Olive, Lost Lagoon. Peacock. I'll show you this and then I'll fussy cut it out later. And okay. Don't drop it in the ink. So then I just went, oh, okay, so the light one. Let's do here. When it comes to these small little photopolymer stamps, I find you really have to rock them to make sure that you get a full, complete image. So just do a little, you see how I'm just doing a little circular motion? Sometimes if you're in a hurry, you might just get like a part, like you might not get a good full image. So just a top tip, take the time to just really do a little circle, do a little wiggle, do a little wiggle. Like that one, look it, I didn't. So now I can, like that's exactly what I just didn't wiggle it enough. The beauty of photopolymer is, aside from the fact that there's a hair on there, is that you should be able to line it up again. And do it better the next time. Okay, so there's those, and then I didn't even change the size, but that's fine, we'll just do bigger ones. So this is the peacock. Okay, here we'll do a smaller one here. And then we'll do some more in the, let's check if anybody's still with me here. Okay, we still got 40 of you watching, okay. Do you guys like this kind of a Mystery Card Monday? I noticed the last month or two, not a lot of people are posting their Mystery Card Monday cards. So I'm like, do you still enjoy that? I know we still get a lot of viewers, but are you using the layouts? Do you enjoy it? Are you just not sharing it? Do you plan to, but you just haven't had time? I'm happy to give you guys what you want. Like if you want more, hey, show me how to use this stamp set, then I'll do more of those. So let me know what you guys want and we'll do it. Okay, so then ultimately, I'm not going to do it now because it is now 8:01, but I will fussy cut this whole thing out. Sure will. And then our birds are going to go in here. And then this, It's Always Been You, that was from Enduring Beauty, I think it was. But just, this is just a great card for best friends, weddings, anything along those lines. So that's it. That's coloring, like basics 101. Perfect. That's fine. Okay, Tammy. Like, but do you like those? You like watching this kind of thing, Nancy? Like more of a tutorial on how to, and maybe just learning some tips and tricks. Like I thought, if I were to show, how to make a certain card, there's lots of tips and tricks to learn along the way as I'm making a card that maybe is a fancy fold or something. Then you can pick up a lot of tips that way. So I mean, or I can mix it up. I just thought, I've been doing Mystery Card Monday every Monday, almost every single Monday since 2020. I'm like, it's getting a little old, isn't it? Like I'm like, I don't know. I'm thinking of mixing it up a bit. So can you show what the reverse side of the bird stamp looks like? You betcha. Sure can. It's nothing. Where did my birds go? Did I throw them on the floor? Where did they go? Here they are. So yeah, you want to see the reverse of it. So let me just clean this one off. So how about if I actually show you my hand? So we're just going to turn this over. We're going to stick it on the stamp this way. So let's do, oh, the first few were so brutal, weren't they, Nancy? Oh my gosh, they were absolutely brutal. I kind of look back. You can go through my YouTube channel and you can watch them. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm just going to ink this up. Now the thing is, because these are solid, like when you're doing the other side, make sure it's inky all the way, right? Like make sure you know what you're doing here and that you've got no hair. So it's inky, nice and juicy. So if we go and stamp right on top of our image here, it's just quick coloring. Like that. Ta-da! Then you could, so that, I mean, that could be easy. Then you could go in after and add in some green. Is this the light or the dark? This is light. So say we wanted to go in here. Now this is blend over ink, but look how much faster that is. Right, so you can do it a lot faster this way, where the base is already down there. Or you could just leave it the way it was. Yeah. Love tips and tricks. Perfect. Okay. All right. I guess we'll just wing it. So here's the thing, you guys. So on Saturday, I'm on a plane. come hell or high water. I'm going to be on that plane. I'm going to Orlando. Sure, it calls for rain the first 4 days we're there, but that's okay. I figure that a rainy day in Orlando is still better than a sunny day in Edmonton, right, when you're on vacation. So I'm going away. There will not be a mystery card Monday or a let me show you how or an anything happening for 2 weeks. I get back late Sunday. I'm not doing Monday. I'm not, you know what, not happening. I need to come home for a holiday after Disney World and Universal for like 7 solid days of like nonstop walking. So don't come back here for 2 weeks. I will not be around. I will be here. No, will I be here Friday? I'll be here Friday morning for coffee break for a quick catch up on stuff and things. If there's anything I can get you tonight at midnight, Nancy, I've got your hugs and healing is on my list. It's down. Know that for anybody, if I'm placing your order, I'm going to be getting the points. Okay. If you place your own order through my store, tamarabertram.stampinup.net, you get 10% in loyalty points that you can use on future purchases. So shop my store. It's great. It's a very easy system. So midnight, all the things. Get the new ink colors. Get all the stuff, all the toys. Thank you, Jenny. I'm gonna have so much fun. Me and my girls is awesome. Craig's staying home. He's watching the cat and the renovations. It's just me and my girls, so I can't wait. But yeah, thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you picked up a couple tips and tricks along the way. And Karen Hobbs, wow, I know it's her birthday in a day or two, so maybe she's out celebrating or doing something for that. But anyway, thanks for spending some time with me, and I will see you Friday at 10 a.m. for Coffee Break, my virtual newsletter, right? Have a good evening. Happy shopping.